Call the meeting to order and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Board of Selectmen Recognition. Board of Selectmen will recognize Police Chief Mike Watt for his years of service and upcoming retirement. Does the town manager have anything else to say?
Oh, I just want to say I've only been here a little over a year, almost a year and a half now. I've really enjoyed working with the chief. He was one of the pivotal people to make it feel very welcoming here. Gave me a lot of tours around town, showed me where things were, which is really, really helpful, and I appreciate that very much. He's also made me feel welcome on more than one occasion and helped me get to know folks in town, so I appreciate it very much.
I'd like to say I've known Mike most of his whole life. He's a brilliant individual, great asset to the town of Oxford, and I really appreciate it as a neighbor and as a friend.
I'd like to congratulate Mike for all his years of service here. He's always been excellent as a chief, and congratulations and happy retirement.
I'd like to say congratulations as well. Thank you. We're not family, but it's like family. As you know what I'm talking about. As well as being a selectman here, being the jail administrator for the last 5 years, and dealing with you and your officers. Commend you. I think the police department is in better shape than when you found it. Not that it was in bad shape then, but I think you're leaving it in as good a shape as you could. So thank you.
I'd like to congratulate you on your retirement and wish you the best of luck, sir. Thank you very much. An honor, sir.
Chief, I'd like to say that it's been a pleasure for the many years that we've been together in the town, and I think you've done, as Danny has stated, I think you took the department to a new level. You have an outstanding group of officers that you have assembled now, and I want to thank you for that. And townspeople, I'm sure, are grateful as well, and look forward to you moving your retirement.
Thank you very much.
Is there anybody else who'd like to say anything about Mike?
Well, I'll share with you, but yeah, we're going to see much more of him soon. But working with Mike, the fire department, and the revenue department, he saved us more than one occasion. For speeding limits.
I just always like his calm attitude no matter what was going on. I don't know how he was with the guys, but just always a very calm attitude, if they were assisting the rescue or whatever. He always did it even that. Stay safe. And then you're going to go do all kinds of stuff, so just stay safe.
Anyone else?
No, we've had a full day of it.
Oh, you have?
We're thanking for everything.
Thank you. You're a fine job. You're in good hands.
Well, I'd like to give this back to you. Just thank you for your years of service to the citizens of the town of Oxford. We wish you the best in your retirement. Come on, have a picture with him.
Not usually, but it probably will be at least now.
Well, no.
No, I know it.
We're gonna have. Actions on minutes, May 19th.
Second.
All in favor? Adjustments to the agenda?
I have nothing, sir.
Public comment? Yes, Chuck?
First of all, I'd like to thank whoever, and I'd kind of like to know whoever was responsible for taking the moving on the building that they're gonna buy rather than building one. That vast savings showed good judgment on spending taxpayer dollars versus building the new one. It's something I think probably should have been done first, to look to see if we could find a usable facility, but I'm glad you found it. There's your comment for the day.
Okay,
You're good.
Thank you.
Now your bad one,
okay.
and this is directed to the town manager, because I believe he put together the town report. Years past, you always had last year's allocation of money for each department and each thing, line item, and this year's, it's not there. At least not in the town report I picked up. The other paper I picked up, dealing with the ordinances and all of that, I saw some. But it, to me, seems like you're trying to hide how much you've increased each budget. Where in the past, you never get come right out and told us, everything went up. This is the cost. I'd like an answer as to why that happened.
So, if you look at the warrant, which is included in there, all of last year's figures are, it says last year, and gives you the amount for each of the warrant articles. Is that what you're referencing, or?
No, when, on your article, if you want, well, I'm gonna use my buddy here, the police department.
Sure.
Because I know his went up more than the road crew, because I found that in one of their papers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it showed how much we paid for the police last year, which was under $1 million. This year it's over $1 million.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. It used to be right, we never had that supplemental paper you come out with. You or them, I don't know. I'm blaming you because you're the town manager.
Sure.
And, no, and we're told to go through the town manager. Because they don't want us going through that. First, they want us to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, my point is, it used to be right there, so you take that book, flip it over and go to any warrant article on there, and you can see the difference right there. You didn't have to fall around in another paper. It was right there for you to say, it went up 10. You find it, boys?
Yeah, right there.
It's in the parentheses. Do we have,
You wanted the difference written out?
I want to know how, well, I'll use him now. He got a certain amount for road crew,
Yeah,
all right?
yeah.
Look it up. And see how much he's getting this year.
And he got, he's getting, we're gonna vote on $820,584, and then for last year, it was $773,157.
Well, I missed it. I'm sorry, but I didn't see it.
Well, it's all, and it's on every one of them.
Every article's like that. I got it. I went down and got it delivered. I don't want that to stay, because I didn't.
Okay, so we can't add and subtract.
it gives all of 21 to 22, it gives all their expenditure, I mean, not the expense, what they spent, and then what we're approving this year.
I don't give a shit what they spend.
you know, you want to see what theirs was last year compared to this year.
Well, it should be increased, didn't it?
Yeah, what they spent, they might have got, because if you read your own warrants, you got the power to take money from his account and put it in Jim's account, if need be. So Jim spends it, it looks like Jim spent more money than what he was allocated. You know, you know, evidently, we're not talking the same thing.
You know, you can't
Boy,
take money.
can't figure that.
Well, it explains what it's gonna be this year, or what we proposed,
Yeah.
is what we spent last year. How thorough can you be?
It's not spent, it's not what we spent last
It's
year.
budgeted
You're saying
last
that
What we
wrong.
budgeted.
It has,
That-
if you look at the
that-
article,
okay, okay.
it's saying what is appropriating this year to be voted on, and it shows what was appropriated last year. There is a difference between appropriated and spent. So yes, it shows that this is what we are asking for this year, and this is what was approved last year. So it's exactly like it always has been, Chuck.
Good.
Well, when I read it, I didn't see it, so I stand corrected, all right?
That's
Okay.
okay, just
What is it
look
saying,
at it,
right?
you'll see.
You guys probably better line up out by the ambulance.
We'll take your compliment first, that's okay. You did it good. Any other comments?
Did you remember? I did, I'm trying to remember what it was. Okay, never mind, I
Okay.
Oh, yes, I remember. Are we gonna do cut the sides of the road? Hey, with someone coming around, no, yes?
Right?
Roadside mowing?
Yes.
I can do the better answer after Saturday.
You want somebody to come
Because if
in?
you don't do it, I gotta get out there and haul those big, ditches you made, that weed, whatever it is, grows like they can't see down my road.
All right.
Well, and that's how I got hit.
Okay.
We'll take care of it, Lauren.
Well, if they cut it, they come right along.
You guys are on Saturday, voting on changing basic responsibilities from the cannabis dispensaries in town, from the code enforcement to Board of Selectmen. So I just wanted to bring to your attention today, I'll talk to manager, and talk to Kingston Public. He recommended that I talk to you guys tonight. Basically, it's, I just let these out of that. I don't get basically it's a Maine state. It's so I'm kind of bringing it to your attention tonight because some of the surrounding communities of Bethel and Wyndham, but some of the surrounding communities have, they're in the process of changing it for themselves. But basically, I guess the gist of it is like taxation without representation, or with some representation would be the best way to say it. And it's basically saying that, for an example, let's say a new fireworks store came into town and their licensing was X, right? For the purpose of the fire station has to get a new bomb suit or something, right, to make the town safe, right? So basically the same thing is like the state asks, just for you guys, every community to kind of clarify the reason for the licensing. If it's in the cannabis licensing, say $5,000 to $10,000 per license. Like I said, some of the communities definitely changed their pace and they're in the process of that. Just because, the state's just there to protect all people and all the businesses and whatnot. So I'm kind of asking for a prescription, not obviously it's not now, so then it's going to change. But this is the time to kind of, check it out because you guys are being part of it. But just like the purpose for the licensing kind of thing, if that makes any sense. Does that make any sense?
I think so, and if I can help clarify, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
what we had discussed was mainly about the fees.
Yes.
And what the fees are set at. And what I explained when we spoke was that the fees are set by the ordinance currently. They're spelled right out in the ordinance what they are. If the new ordinance for the marijuana licensing is adopted by town meeting, then the Board of Selectmen will have the authority to annually set the license fees, just like the rest of the fees for town activities. So, I think his perspective is that he wants to ensure that the fees are fair and equitable.
I think the town of Bethel the last couple months has been aggressive it was the same tier, you know, and now they changed it to like hundreds of dollars instead of thousands of dollars, just because they kind of came back and said, well, you know, it costs us this much for, you know, the people to put the license and clear at the town hall, so on and so forth, this, that, they allocated it. I understand that the town has to make some money, and it's a business also, but just that being, you know, adequately, spent. Not just, well, we're gonna put this number on it because why, you know, having the same thing. There's a lot of people, you know, the Wyndham perspective was like, you know, I don't know if you saw her on the minutes of the last week, kind of thing. You know, the liquor licenses go through all sorts of businesses, and it's rather cheap. And then the cannabis guys just kind of get taxed or dubbed the green tax. You know, real green. You know, if there's an increase in law enforcement, or like I said, if there's a bomb suit per se, or a fireworks store, or you know, whatever that needs to be. You know, but just some clarification on that, because this has been brought to a lot of the communities across the state that it's just being kind of, well, if you want to go big enough to pay us as much, but no good. So the state actually has that as a place for the I just wanted to put that, I'm not going to bring up the name. It's not something that, you know, I'm going to get one, but it's something for the future for sure. I am the first one in town, also because I was the first one to get my license in the town last year. So my renewal is now due. So this would be something that all the guys would be approaching you guys about. Just happen to be the first of the businesses in town. That was the first application. Since then, as you can see on the green mile, there's a lot of other competitors now. So it's something that's all, I'm sure, going to be something seriously, something really good.
Most of these licenses and permits established in '89 before the marijuana.
Yeah.
We have to do more research on that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Business items. Town office finance RFP review and award.
So in anticipation of the 127 Pottle Road property, just so that we're prepared, did put out an RFP for possible financing if that's approved at town meeting, so that we're able to move forward. Received 3 bids back. Androscoggin Bank for a 10-year term, 3.82 interest. The annual payment would be $92,505 with no fees. Another bid from Androscoggin Bank, a 15-year term, 3.98% interest, $68,026 annual payment with no fees. The last bid we received was Northeast Bank for 10-year term, 4.5% interest, payment of $94,784 annually with no fees. So the reason I'm bringing this up to the board tonight is that, again, we don't know how town meeting is going to turn out, but in the event that town meeting does approve us to move forward with this, I would like to ask that the board consider awarding the financing tentative town meeting results, so that once town meeting is completed, if we're approved to move forward, then I, as the manager, can work with our bond counsel, who is the law firm we use, to get things rolling, and then at the next selectmen's meeting, have everything ready for you as far as moving forward with bond package and so forth. So,
Are you liking the Androscoggin 10-year note? Is that what you're looking at?
when I look at these, I certainly like the interest rates for Androscoggin the best. I mean, there's 3.8 is significantly less than 4.5. The only thing I think that is up for discussion really in this is, do we want a 10 or a 15-year term? I like the idea of a 10-year note myself. If I look at this, we do have some debt expiring this year.
Would you like a motion on that?
I think that would be lovely if you guys could make a motion on that.
I'd make that motion that we go with the Androscoggin Bank should get approved. With the 10-year year.
Second.
Any other discussion? Seeing any? All in favor? Opposed?
Thank you.
accept a $3,000 donation to the Oxford Police Dare Program from Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Future Town Office, 127 Pottle Road, purchase discussion.
So I'll keep this brief. I just want to, first of all, just say that there's material available for the public in a handout that we've done. It's on the website as well. If there's people would like to look at, everything from the tax map to some other information. For this as well, talk to the board about if we want to have one more opportunity for public comment before we get to town meeting on the subject. But I would really encourage people to give this 127 Pottle Road building some serious consideration as we get to town meeting. I think it has the opportunity, as we were saying earlier, to save the town some significant money over time.
Yes.
Oh, you got one question. Are we borrowing all the money to buy it? Because last time I knew, I think it was last year, the can was being kicked down the road and somebody come right out and asked the people running at that time for select board that meet the candidate night, and they said there was no money put aside for the building. 2 weeks later, at the selectmen's meeting, we had $300,000. What happened to that $300,000? Why isn't that what we're buying that building for?
So the intention, I don't mean to speak to the board, the intention is that the $750,000 purchase price, we would finance that. The $300,000 that you're referencing is, it's noted in the warrant article that that would be used for renovations. That's the intention. Because there is gonna, it's an office already, but when you walk in the front door, there's gonna need to be some changes for like the clerk's space to make that workable and so forth, so.
You know, you're beginning to wear my patience pretty good. I don't like to get talked down. I understand there's remodeling done on any building somebody buys if they're in business to suit their business. That part I understand. I just didn't understand what happened to that $300,000 of tax money that had been set aside previously when we were gonna build it. The other question is, the architect that you're paying, or you hired, to lay out a new building, how much of that money is coming back to us?
Harriman is who we hired, the architect engineer. They're willing to work with us moving forward on this project. So we're not gonna be spending any further on developing the others, so.
So you're gonna pay an architect the same money you pay to design a whole damn building? That's what you paid him? Now you're gonna say, well, you really got to remodel it? That's like remodeling the fire station.
The way the contract was set up for the new building was pay as we go. So we haven't paid it all the way through. We've only paid for the services that we've gotten thus far. So we haven't paid out the whole $250,000. So, nor will we.
I feel that know you spent already. I assumed you'd already spent it because once you get your hands on it, it's gone.
No, I think. Well, I think because one of the things that the board did was we wanted to working with the board, we wanted to make sure that if an opportunity like this came up, that we could, go in another direction. So when we did the contract for Harriman, we made sure that we could switch gears in case this came up. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Any other discussion? On the debt report,
I didn't have anybody here.
okay. Town manager's report?
Just briefly, again, we have the town meeting warrant that's available in the town meeting book. Also, there's a handout over there as well. If anybody had any direct questions, I'm happy to answer, but just wanted to make sure everybody knew they could find it on the website and there's explanations available.
Very good. Selectmen items. Sign warrants, 139, 140, 141, 142, 143, and 144.
Sign warrants, 139, 144, 142, 143.
All in favor? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
For those that want to join us, we do have a small cake over there celebrating Mike's retirement, so feel free to join us for that. Mike has to cut it though, right?
Right.
Building. Because I think it's a great thing to buy a building. I do. Look at that smiling face.